Here we have a pre-owned 2017 Audi R8. Now this one comes in the V10 Plus trim level, Quattro. Mythos Black Metallic is the paint. And then we do have black with express red stitched leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10 engine that's made with a 7-speed double clutch transmission, 610 horsepower out of that engine, and a little over 36,000 miles on this car in particular. Now front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up, but I love the refresh of these. They look so good with the LED lights. It does make a huge difference, I think, compared to when this first came out. I think in like 2006, 2008, something like that. And down here to these wheels, these are gonna be optional titanium finish 20-inch forged wheels. I absolutely love that design. We have the drilled brake rotors there, nice big ceramic brake calipers, and lots of carbon fiber, as you can see on the mirrors, on the trim. And to the door panel, this pops the front trunk space. We have our power mirrors. We can power fold those as well. Blind spot monitors are there. Power door lock controls here. And the door panel just looks fantastic for this kind of money. This stickered originally almost $204,000 and it's kind of showing. Headlamp controls are there. We have a manual. I can get the release tilt and telescoping steering wheel. But here's our power driver seat. This is gonna be an 18-way seat, so 4-way power lumbar support. We also have power thigh support, seat back, seat bottom, all of that. But I wanna give a huge thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now you've probably heard it since the start of this video. This car has a pretty loud exhaust, so I want to get a close-up of that. But LED tail lamps as well. Just a bad car in my opinion. And then gas caps here. Fuel filler, only the best of the best in terms of fuel that you want to put in this V10. And then there's a top tether if you want to put a car seat in here. I should say if you need to put a car seat in here. There's a CD drive. I'll try to get a better look once I'm in the driver's seat. And then we do have a lockable glove compartment right here. The owner's manuals are still here. And then I'm going to show you this window sticker. And you all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. But there's the parts content. Fuel economy, again, I apologize for the wind. It's trying to blow me over now. But as we come back around to the front, we're gonna take a quick look in this cargo area. So I mean, a relatively usable trunk. I don't know what you keep up there, but I don't know. I probably would never use it. I will only be taking this thing out to go run laps, basically. But before we hop in, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat now. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Over here, we have our AC controls, 3-stage heated seats. We can adjust fan speed there, temperature here, turn the auto mode on there, cut the whole system on or off there, choose your fan direction. And then down here, 2 USB-A inputs, an aux input, and a 12 volt. And then you can stow all that away. Down here, traction control toggle, the hazards, and then your parking sensors you can toggle there. Now to get the vehicle in gear, press this button, reverse, drive, and then neutral there. And then you can also, once in drive, put into the manual mode, and then you can just shift there. But you have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel if you want to use that manual mode. And then press this button here for park. Now our volume knob is here. You can press that into mute, and then you can go through the track list or radio station presets here. I should say track list and then just the radio stations here. But all of this down here is for the radio, and you're probably thinking, where's the screen? Well, the screen is all up here, so I'm going to show you that here. So again, let me show the electronic parking brake first. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, hit the button on the side here. You have two bottle holders, and then there is the disc drive there, and a better look at the storage pocket right there. And there's the headliner, garage door transmitter, and then there's the vanity mirror. So I wanted to go through all that because this is a pretty interesting setup here. So your gauge cluster, your radio, everything is in where the traditional gauge cluster would be. So I can take the knob. This is kind of the vehicle settings page. If I hit this back button here, I can go to see the warnings. Let's see what's right there. Front side marker light defective. I don't see how it is because it was just working, but. And then your radio, again, you get your AM, FM, XM, and to toggle that, I just kind of use the radio button to go through those different options there. And again, it's once you get used to the car, like this is your car, you probably won't be using most of this. That's why they just don't make it that easy. But same thing with media, you can go through your Bluetooth and all of that there. Aux input. And then your phone. It's a quick look at the nav, how you set that up, and then you can go back and look at the actual map there. So again, it's a lot going on. Now in your settings here, you can change your language. If you want to change your measurement units, you can do that. I just hit the wrong button. And then you can change the speed, distance, temperature, pressure, fuel consumption, all that you can change to the metric system if you want to. But left side stock, blinkers, and then high beams. Now when you're in the actual auto mode for the lights, this will toggle the automatic high beams. So, and then right side stock is automatic wipers. So one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto frequency here. And then we have the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel again. Your cruise control, you can toggle that on or off there, adjust speed, and then turn it off by pushing all the way back. And then here, we can go through that top part. You can use these arrows instead of using the knob and go through all of that. Hit this view button, and that'll change all of that as well. And then you can use a scroll bar to go through that. So you can either use the steering wheel buttons or that knob on the right is what I'm trying to say. Your drive select goes through your drive modes. So you have individual, comfort, auto, dynamic. And then you do have the race mode you can toggle there, which is the traction control will come off and you can hear it's louder and it's in a manual shift mode. And then in your exhaust, you can dial that as well. And then Bluetooth, voice recognition, navigation. You have a button you can hit here for the map colors to change that from day to night, and that might be a favorites button you can set up. And then volume down, volume up, mute, or you can go through track list, radio station presets here. And then we do have push button start. Got to reach in my back pocket for this key fob. But I do like the steering wheel. I forgot to mention that. That's also a nice touch there. I love the Alcantara on the sides, and you have the carbon fiber on top and bottom. But here's the key fob right here. But next, for the fun part, let's go ahead and take this 2017 Audi R8 V10 Plus out on the road for a test drive. So So starting the test drive in this Audi R8 V10, I don't know if this exhaust is stock or not. I want to say it's not, but I love the sound of it. It's very aggressive. Now with this having a double clutch, I don't want to say it's necessarily jerky, but especially in the stop and go traffic, it's easier to kind of be in manual mode as opposed to feeling those shifts repeatedly. And there is a performance mode, so when I put that on, it does liven up quite a bit. The traction control, the stabilization, all of that goes into like a sport mode. And it does kind of give you the more full output of this this engine here. But I mean, for daily driving, most of the time, unless you're on a closed track, I would highly recommend keeping it just in dynamic mode, if anything. But with the drive select, you do have the individual mode that you can set up, which is nice. The comfort mode, which I don't know how comfortable it would make this car, but it would probably just lighten everything up in terms of the steering feel and the throttle response. But it's still a V10 supercar, so to the average person, it's still gonna be crazy and crazy. Now, my camera angle is kind of off. It's because I am basically in the dash here. The space in this car is not meant for a Shaquille O'Neal or anybody like that. This car, I'm 6'3", and you can see how my legs are kind of sitting here. And this was just to adjust the seat back enough so I wasn't sitting up like this. So, still not the most comfortable now, but I mean, it is what it is. And I would expect with an 18-way power seat, I would be able to find that perfect spot, but no. There's no room here for me. I'm gonna give it a pull here. Of course, the truck behind me is on my rear end, but I'm gonna give it something. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that is fantastic. Now I do want to give one more thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But let's dial it back into the comfort mode and see if there's a big difference here on the interstate. So ride's still relatively stiff. I'm basically dragging the interstate with how low this car sets, so no surprise there. But you know, it does have more of a subtle feel to it in terms of the steering dynamics. Still really stiff, which I like, but you can tell there's a difference. But if you get this car, that's not really a big deal. The performance of this thing, the sound of this V10 is what really makes this such a desirable car. And that's why it's still basically the same price as new 10 years down the road with 35,000 miles. And you know, I'm not really mad at that. This is a heck of a car, man. It really is. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, I mean, it's a supercar. It really is. It's in that realm. It is, the sound is incredible. There's a reason the Huracans and the R8s are so coveted now, because those V10s are basically all but gone, but you see them in these older 15, 16, 17 Huracans and the R8s, and I mean, every time I drive one, I'm just left in awe with the sounds, how you're redlining past 8,000 RPMs. It is just an incredible engine. I feel like I have a bit more space in the Huracan, personally, but I mean, I don't know. But I think in terms of the sounds, like when you drive an RS Q8 compared to a Urus, there's a noticeable difference, I think. They're both fast, but the Q8 just feels a bit more polished, a bit more refined, a bit less raw compared to the Urus. But this R8 feels at least as raw, if not more raw, than the Huracan to me. So you can save a little bit of money, possibly, by getting one of these over a Huracan. But if you're skeptical about buying one of these, don't be, unless you're my size or taller, because again, I can't get the seat right. My back is pretty much hurting right now. But other than that, I mean, this car is a 10 out of 10 for me. Love the infotainment and the gauge cluster. Didn't think I'd be feeling that at first, but it's you know, enough storage in here for me if I'm gonna have this car. It's a great looking car. Inside, it feels like a supercar. The cockpit is amazing. And I mean, gosh, it's just, for the sound, the performance, I might be willing to let my back break while sitting in the seat. And all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2017 Audi R8 V10 Plus.